What led you? Well, before you went to UWF and worked for Bill Watts, did you ever want to go to Titan, the World Wrestling Federation, or?
Yeah, I did, and I spoke to someone in the office.
Right.
Some of these dates are kind of fuzzy,
Right.
but and they said yeah, but they never did come back. So, I wasn't at that particular time. I thought that I was so good that I didn't. If they don't call me, then I'm not going to call them. But
Right.
I've made a lot of mistakes.
How'd you wind up in Mid-South Championship Wrestling?
For Bill Watts,
Right.
he came to my wedding. When Tony and I got married, Bill Watts was at my wedding in Hawaii, but it's just that I happened to see him. So he brought all his family to the wedding, and he liked me from then, and he liked me also going into the territory because Bill Watts and Fritz would work together.
Right.
So he asked me to go, and so I did.
What was he like as a boss?
He was another tyrant.
Right.
But he was a good guy. Yeah, Bull had his own way, respected me, and I got along well with him, but I respected him too. He's a pretty powerful kind of a guy, and I respected that. I remember some of the guys he treated pretty badly. I remember one black fellow that I can't remember his name. But
Savannah Jack?
No, it wasn't Savannah Jack. It was another guy, but he was a footballer, and he was a pretty hefty guy, but he was trying to break into the business, and Bill had told him to do something, and he didn't do it right, so Bill made him get on his hands and knees in front of everybody in the locker room, kicked him right up the ass. I mean, he was kind of like that,
Right.
And that's not right, but it was funny at the time.
What are the differences in, I guess, Bill Watts and Fritz von Erich as far as bookers and promoters?
That's a difficult one to say. I think Bill had a lot more respect for his children and his family in one way. Although Fritz did have respect, he was more of the tyrant both in his family and outside his family. I don't know, I liked both of them in a different way. It's kind of a tough question.
Right. What was the locker room like compared to WCCW?
Everybody was frightened to death of Bill. I mean, even more so than Fritz. I mean, Fritz wouldn't come to the locker room that much. He would be there, but it was like, oh, there's Fritz. But then when Bill Watts came around, everybody was like, it's Bill. So, but, they were both successful at the period of time. They were both really, really good in their own right. And, in a way you can knock them because you don't agree with some of the things they did, but in another way, you've got to admire them because they were successful.
Right.